I'm basically, with those tactical tweaks, I am basically a tactical genius. How you doing, everyone? My name is Stu. Welcome to the Deportivo La Coruña save here on FM24. Thanks for joining me today in what is part 19 of the save, where we're going to be going up in the Supercopa final. Yeah. And also in the first round of the Copa del Rey. That one's slightly less exciting. But if you're excited to see how we get on today, in particular in the first game against Barcelona, then don't forget to leave a big like on the video for me. And don't forget to subscribe. Completely free to do so. And it'll make me feel better when we get thumped. Since you were last with us, nothing's happened. Nothing's happened since you were last with us. It's literally the next game. It literally is the next game. You can see the Girona game we just played is there. There is the game we're going to play today, and there is the second game in the Copa del Rey. So we're just going to get into it. And there's nothing really to report other than we have accepted another offer for Andre Gomez, which is the 1.5 million I mentioned before. We're not going to be greedy. We're just going to try and get him out the door and then try and reinvest that into the squad. But this is the 11 we're going to be using for the game against Barcelona. So it's going to be Martin in goal, Trilli, Carrillo, Longley, Vasquez in the defence. Alexander and Enrique in midfield with Cruz, Navarro and Furic supporting Esposito up front. Injury-wise, Danilovic and Jota are still out. Pablo Torre cannot play because this is his current parent club. So that does bring us with a couple of issues. Danny Martin, however, is fit to play after having that knock before the game against Girona in the last episode. So that's something. So we're not going to waste any time. We're just going to dive on in and see if we can win what I think is effectively the Spanish Community Shield. I think that's what this effectively is. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what this would equate to. Interesting to see as well, Barcelona have a couple of losses recently, so maybe, just maybe, we can take advantage of that. That's the hope. But we'll see what happens. It did say Real Madrid or Barcelona to play in this game. I'm assuming Barcelona will have beat Real Madrid. I think it's a fair assumption. But this is a proper Barcelona team. I mean, I don't really know their right back, but they've got ter Stegen. Their defence is what I'd expect pretty much other than the right back. Maserati's good, but he's not necessarily the player I'd expect to be in there. But Gavi and Pedri in the middle with Lamal, Torres and Fati as a front three. That's a dangerous attacking five, I would say. I would be pretty scared about that. I am pretty scared about it, to be honest with you. And the first highlight is them on the ball here. Lamal now into Gavi. Gavi, lovely footwork from Gavi, makes it 1-0. Oh, I think we're going to get battered. It's taken just under half an hour, to be fair, for Barcelona to break through. But Lamal gets the ball here, just passes it calmly into Gavi, who just goes around our defence like they don't exist, and it is 1-0. Trilli, of course, former Barcelona player, was formerly our player before we went to Barcelona, and then we brought him back. We've got Carrillo, who's a former Real Madrid player. Vasquez is on loan from Valencia. We've got players who play for other teams who will have rivalries with Barcelona, but that might not be enough to carry through. Having said that, Furic is in, and Furic has a golden opportunity, but it looks like it was a save from ter Stegen, and it is now going to be a corner. I'm assuming it's Vasquez to take. It is. He usually takes over on this side. So we get an in-swinger. It's whipped in, but it's headed out again. Defended well there from Barcelona. Nicely done. It is another corner to us, though. Vasquez, he has got a short option if he wants to take it. And he does. Luis Cruz whips it in now. Looking for the header, Longley. Longley, of course, a former Barcelona player as well. I forgot about that one. Formerly from them. Did we sign him from Barcelona? I can't remember. I'll have to have a look at that in a minute, but I feel like we might have done. Right. Barcelona start with the next highlight. Lamal. Always get his initials mixed up. Yamal tries to do something, but it ends up being saved by Danny, who manages to, on his return, he has conceded a goal, obviously, but manages to make the save there. Yamal now whipping it in, looking for the head of Gavi, doesn't find it. Navarro can't head it through. And Ansu Fati makes, not necessarily a mistake, but definitely doesn't take his chance there. They could be a couple of goals up. We could be 1-1. Chances have been wasted in this game. It's not as clear-cut as you would think. We are really giving them a good go. And remember, the one time we've played them in this season so far, we've beaten them. We also played them last season, and we beat them there as well. We've got the measure of Barcelona in the save so far. Granted, the first time they used a fully rotated team with B team players. It was practically Barcelona's B team that we played the season before, but that's not the point. That's not the point at all. Right, let's just get a couple of these guys as G'd up as we can. We'll tell Enrique he's got to calm himself down. The defence haven't had the best of times, but you know, it's Barcelona. What would you expect? So we'll just try and G them up. Now, is there any changes that we can make that's going to make things any better? I mean, we could bring Zardas on to try and get a bit more going in terms of set pieces, but I don't know. I mean, Furyk is the player I'd want to bring off. But Navarro, I've never used Navarro on the left. I mean, he can play there. Boy, can he play there, apparently. Maybe we make him an inverted winger and we bring on Zardas and we move Cruz into the middle. Just confused him a little bit. I'm just thinking, just set pieces, he is just our best player when it comes to free kicks and stuff. Well, to be fair, he's not actually. That's a bit of a lie. His free kicks are as good as Luis Cruz's, but now we have two options. And I'm just thinking as well, we've got Vasquez who can do corners too. But Zardas is going to be the best player doing corners. So I still stand by that decision. I'm also thinking we bring off Enrique for Orellana. Formerly, of course, if we have a look. Let me just change this temporarily. Of Barcelona. Never made an appearance for them. Many players here, well, I say many, 3 potentially, who have a bit of a score to settle against Barcelona. Of course, Andre Gomez, formerly of them as well. Right, well, we'll do that. 2 changes just to try and get things going. You can only try, can't you? You can only try. Right, let's see if we can get something going. We've started with the Zardas corner, by the way. Right, Navarro into Zardas. Into Orellana. Orellana hits the post. Carrillo now, the former Real Madrid man, tries to get it into the box. It kind of goes through everyone. It's back to Zardas, though. The highlight continues. Back to Orellana. Looking for Zardas. It's a goal kick. I thought Koundé might have fouled Zardas there. Zardas making things happen very early on, though, in the second half, which makes me feel a bit better about that as a transfer. We are having some chances here. We are getting more into the game. Luis Cruz, great there. Alexander now, forward into Zardas. Zardas waits for the pass. He's gone into the box here, Zardas. I tell you what, he's having a bit of a game, isn't he, so far, Zardas? His rating's not very high, but he is influencing things. Right, we have a throw-in. Vasquez now, into Esposito. Been a bit quiet, Esposito, but he has got a good rating. Into Navarro now, who's playing out of position. Into Cruz! And we equalise! It is 1-1 against Barcelona in the Supercopa final. The comeback is on. I say the comeback, we're level. It is level against Barcelona in the 61st minute. A beautiful goal. Cruz goes into the middle. Tactical tweaks work. I'm basically, with those tactical tweaks, I am basically a tactical genius. I feel like that's factual now. He says, right, substitute a clock. Let's have a look and let's see what we can do. Right, I do think Carrillo's got to come off. He's not had a good game. Kumbula can come on instead. Trilly's been fine, but I would like a bit more from him. But I don't really trust Wanlu. But Wanlu usually actually is better when he comes on as a sub. We've got some tired boys out here as well. I'm looking at Vasquez and I'm thinking, do we maybe bring on Doumbia just for another bit of freshness in defence? So our defence is a bit fresher. Our attack isn't quite as fresh. But that can be the final change when we get to that. So let's do that. That feels like the sensible thing to do. It feels like the responsible thing to do, rather than just bring on more attackers. Right. Free kick to Barcelona. Danger zone here for us. All that good work to get back into the game, to get that equaliser. It could all get thrown away here. Gavi. To Nunez. What a save that is from Danny. Goodness me. What a save that is. What an important save as well. Right, corner to Barcelona. Gavi to take. Oh, I'm nervous. Gavi whips it in, looking for Koundé. Trilly heads it out. The former Barcelona boy. Into Gavi, into Lamal. It's put wide. And the highlight ends and we get a goal kick. Oh, right. Final substitution. Got to be an attacker. It's got to be one of the guys, unfortunately, who's playing quite well, which is Cruz, Navarro or Esposito. Who do we take off? I mean, the problem is, it's not necessarily who we take off, it's how we fit them in, because we don't have any attacking midfielders on the bench. We've only got Nacho Ferry. Do we dare go 2-striker against Barcelona? I mean, that'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it? I'm also looking at Wanlu and thinking, actually, do we bring him on as a as an attacking midfielder, because although that's not his position, I am just thinking maybe we bring him on in there just to have another body there. I'm also thinking maybe Alexander. Do we take him off for Villares? But Villares hasn't been playing. That feels a bit risky. It's a difficult one. It's a really difficult one. I think what we're going to do, we know Esposito's good for a goal. But to be fair, I'm also thinking Nacho Ferry, if we bring him on, he has been scoring goals for us. Not loads of goals, but he has scored them. I'm going to do it. That feels nuts, but he is. He's like our Divock Origi. When we need a player to come in for the main striker, he has become a little bit of a Mr. Reliable. Not completely, don't get me wrong. He's not scoring goals every game, but he does seem to pop up when we need him to. Right, the substitution's been made now. We're now back into the game. Lamal. I keep calling him Lamal. It's Yamal. I keep wanting to call him Yamine Lamal, and it's Lamine Yamal. I need to get his name right. Boy, he scored. Well, he didn't score. He got an assist against us. Right. I mean, we're nearly at the end of the game. I don't know whether this will be straight to penalties or whether it will be extra time as well, but we're approaching the point where we're going to find out. Right, it's a final highlight in the 90 minutes. It's got to be a final highlight. And Barcelona now coming out of defence here, passing it through. Pedri to Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres out wide. He's trying to cut inside. Gets it into Roque. And that is heartbreaking. That is actually heartbreaking. I mean, before I do anything else, we've not got long left. We've maybe got a minute, 2 tops. We're just going to push people forward now. We haven't got the hope, but we've got to try something. But that is absolutely heartbreaking. I feel really deflated after that. But it is what it is. We've given it a good go, but that's going to be it now. That's going to be it. I'm actually going to push the midfield forward as well. And we'll do that. That will have him on as a support. You know, we can't really. In fact, no, do you know what? Play Carolero. Why not? Why not play a Carolero at this point? Let's just try and push everyone forward. Let's just go for it in these last few minutes. We're already losing. We might as well just push on and go for it at this point. Cool. Why not? Let's just do that. Heartbreaking for us. We've done so well to get into the game. We've had chances as well, but it's Barcelona. It's Barcelona. They are just another level. And Vitor Roque has come on from the bench, and he has made a difference. We'll go attacking. We'll go with a new formation, but that is full time. And our second final ends the same way that our first did, in defeat. And it's Barcelona, led by Ter Stegen, who will be lifting the Supercopa. It's fine at the end of the day. This isn't what we were looking to do this season. We were lucky to get to the final of it, in terms of we were lucky the previous season to be in the final of the Copa del Rey, which will be the next episode, next game in this episode, by the way. But it is Barcelona's trophy, yet another Supercopa, I'm sure. But we had a real chance there, similar to the Copa del Rey last season. It's a real chance that we have not taken. But it's really a game we shouldn't have won anyway. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Wow. I have to say, I'm proud of them. I'm very proud. There's some good ratings there. There's some not so good ones. But again, you're playing Barcelona. You have to kind of have this on a bit of a sliding scale. So, you know, there is that. Right, well, other than the deflation, I've also got a random tuft of hair over on this side. I don't really know why. My hair's a mess, by the way. So, that is the Supercopa. I think we can be proud of ourselves. But now we need to focus in on back on the league. Because we have a game against Sociedad, which we're going to play off camera. And then we're going to come back for the Copa del Rey. Third round against Huesca. Again, Huesca? Against Huesca. Got my words in. Right. Let me play that game against Sociedad. We'll be back for Huesca. And hopefully, we'll bounce back and get through to the next round of that one with a win. Well, this was yikes. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. There was some poor performances here, and we ended up going down to a goal from Baronet Zaya, which was not great, but Sociedad are not a bad team. But really, with the season that we've been having, we should be going past them. But they're not a bad team, and their goalkeeper had a good game. So we have obviously gone back. We've kind of reassessed, and we have... I mean, I did have to rotate the head team heavily as well. That sounds like an excuse. It totally is an excuse, but you can see we ended up starting Valares of all people. Wimmer was in there. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. However, Stankovic did cover himself in a bit of glory, which means he's going to start today against Huesca. Speaking of which, your 11 for the game against Huesca is Stankovic in goal, Trilli, Carrillo, Longley and Vasquez in defence, Alexander and Henrique in midfield, with Cruz, Navarro and Furyk supporting Esposito up front. We are nearly at the point where we've got Jota back. It's 5 days and then he'll be fully fit, or at least not injured anymore. Andre Gomez did not accept his transfer, so we're stuck with him at the moment. However, both Granada and Levante are interested in him. So let's just see what's going to happen. I mean, we should be beating this lot. I didn't check actually what level Huesca are, but I'm fairly confident they're going to be at the absolute best. They're going to be La Liga 2, and I don't even know if they're that. I genuinely can't remember. We'll have a look in a second just to see. Huesca, who are you? You are... Yeah, they're third tier. We should be smashing them. We should be smashing them. Which I won't lie, has me a little worried, because they're usually the teams that trip you up. Right, so first highlight of the game, we do get possession off of them. Enrique now looking to get things going, goes back to Carrillo, back to Alexander. Alexander now, who, to be fair, I wouldn't mind bringing Alexander in actually. He's done a solid job for us in the midfield. He's got a bit of potential. I would not mind keeping him if possible. I'm starting to think that with Navarro as well. He is starting to show glimpses of that early season quality. I say early season, he played really good in one game and that was it, but he's starting to look a bit more consistent. Cruz, however, has been sensational, and there he goes, and he does it again. It's only his 4th of the season, but that's fine because he's just got so many assists. But it's nice to see him get a goal, and he puts us ahead against Huesca. It is 1-0. Starting to feel a little bit better. No, I'm not really. I'm not feeling any better at all after the Supercopa final, but it makes me feel like that much better just to see us put a goal in, especially after the Sociedad game. That was more disappointing than the cup final, if I'm honest, because we weren't meant to win the cup final. We weren't really meant to be there. We were just there accidentally. But Sociedad we should have beaten. We really should have. I'm still trying to kind of get past it a little bit, if I'm honest with you. But it is what it is. It's like one of only a couple of losses this season. So in the grand scheme of things, it's still fine. But it's just difficult watching such a poor performance from your players. We've started brighter in this one, but then I would hope so against the quality of opposition. Right, Enrique into Esposito. That was high. Very high. Very high. Right, well, we'll pretend that didn't happen. Luis Cruz now with the ball. Hopefully, going to try and get the ball to someone who can actually put it between the sticks. Enrique now into Esposito, looking to redeem himself. Gets taken down. Penalty, no. Nothing. No. Cleared away. I mean, we get possession back, but, I mean, I feel like we should have had a bit of a penalty there. One of our players literally hit the deck. I feel like we've been a little bit robbed by the assistant referee there by not flagging for a penalty. Right, but we have a highlight which kicks off with us again. Trilli now into Luis Cruz. Heavy touch from Cruz, gives the ball away, but then they misspace the pass as well. And Longley bursts out from the defence, looking to get it to Furyk, who's picked up a knock. Another knock for Furyk, especially when he's starting to get going as well. Into Enrique. Enrique, is he going to go for it? He does, but he puts it high and wide. Right, what's this injury to Furyk? Lower leg injury. I'm not taking any gambles with him. We'll bring on Pablo Torre. I'm not taking any gambles with Furyk. I don't think Furyk is meant to be injury prone, but he's proving to be quite injury prone at this point. So that is something we'll have to consider. Right, Cruz now getting into the box. He's been a live wire today. I mean, if Pablo Torre thought about it, he could have kind of gone onto the far post there and just nodded it in. But not to be. Navarro has an opportunity here today, really, to kind of put a marker down for that attacking midfield spot, because we still haven't found the player who is cemented in that spot, but he's not put any kind of marker down at all. And Pablo Torre hasn't started much better either. Floating it in, looking for Carrillo. I mean, there would have been an opportunity there for Pablo Torre to make me eat my words, but it didn't happen. Right, Torre now. Drifting out wide to the position he's currently playing in. Whipping it in, looking for Cruz. Can't find him. Out to Trilli, though. Into Carrillo. Carrillo now to Trilli. Luismi Cruz. Cruz. Looking to get it in. Get it into Esposito, who puts it wide. I tell you what, Francisco Esposito, he's not having the best of games when it comes to trying to get a goal. It is half-time, and it is only 1-0. I'm a bit disappointed in us, really, because knowing how good the opposition are or are not, we should be streets away from them. We really should be. I'm quite disappointed, to be honest with you. We're going to go attacking. I want to get more goals. I'm very disappointed in us. Right, Navarro really hasn't had a good one. Look at the amount of players we've got in who are on loan, by the way. That's outrageous. Well, the problem is I don't have any left-sided players who can play as a left winger other than Torre. The only player who can play in the middle is Zardas. I'll tell you what then. We'll take off Navarro for Zardas and we'll shift it around so that Cruz goes in the middle and Zardas can go out wide. Let's do that. Let's give Zardas the opportunity to come on and play some minutes in this game. Get a bit more fitness up. Get some set pieces in there. That feels like the right thing to do. Stankovic, by the way, again, having a really decent game. After we signed him, I was a bit dubious about him and I thought maybe he wouldn't be as good. He looks like he's been a decent deputy goalkeeper so far. And I'm now toying with him just being our Copa del Rey goalkeeper for as far as we go in this competition. You watch, we'll get knocked out now. But at the moment, I'm toying with him just doing that and having the backup goalkeeper be the cup goalkeeper. We might end up doing that. Right, Enrique to Torre. Torre now. Looking to drive things forward, but goes backwards instead to Carrillo. Carrillo gets it to Cruz. Cruz out wide to Vasquez. Vasquez on the ball. Going to cut it back. He does. Goes to Torre. Torre cutting inside. Floating it to Esposito, who heads it again just wide. For someone who's on a 7.2, Esposito has shot wide today quite a bit. And I am going to demand more from the boys because with the amount of chances we've had, we should be more than one goal up. There's no two ways about it. We just should be. Right. Longley into Carrillo. Carrillo to Alexander. Alexander. Oh, that's poor. That's poor from both of them there. Zardas just didn't even look to run hard anyway. Just don't look like we're up for it. And the more time we spend not dominating this game, the more time Huesca have to get back into it. Right. Alexander. Looking to get it forward to Zardas. Zardas now. Bit better from them. Luismi Cruz. Just now wide a little bit. Gets it into Esposito. And finally Esposito gets it between the sticks. Gets it in the back of the net. And makes it 2. You know my feelings about a 2-0 scoreline. It's the danger zone. But I do feel like in this particular instance, we can probably relax a little bit now. Still not happy. I'm still not happy with the level of performance today. That bit of hair is just really doing my head in. There we go. I'm still not very happy with the performance today. In an attacking sense. Defensively, we've obviously kept, so far, touch wood, a clean sheet. But, I mean, really, we should be out of sight here. I almost wouldn't even mind conceding a goal if we were 5-0 up. I really wouldn't, but instead we've just laboured to this a little bit. But apparently we are playing well now, so I'll take what I can get from it. I really will. Right, let's rest a couple of boys. Cruz is going to be tired. Enrique's going to be tired. Vasquez, we'll take Vasquez off for Dumbia. And then for my next trick, we'll bring on, I'm going to bring on Valares. Actually, he's only 2-star now, but let's bring on Valares. Vice-Captain Valares. Let's get him some minutes as well. He did play in the last game, but didn't play too badly. So I'm okay to bring him on, especially against an opposition that he's probably going to be okay against. Right, Vasquez now, before he gets subbed off. Looking to do something. Whips it in, looking for the head of Esposito. And Esposito, again, just heading it over. I don't mean for us to be a wing play team, but we just naturally gravitate to it with the players I sign and the way that we play. Like, we're playing a gegenpress, but it's very much a wing play gegenpress from how it kind of transpires when the players get the ball. Like, the players in the middle play a little bit, but mostly it just gets filtered out wide, like there. Zardas now. Cuts inside, looking to get it forward to Esposito. It ends up going through everyone to the defender, and, well, nothing really happens with it. And again, Oh, it's a big mistake there, though. Torre now looking to get it through to Zardas. Zardas cuts inside, and Zardas does make it through. Torre, good anticipation. He's waiting for the defence to make a mistake. They make the mistake. He capitalises on it, gets it through to Zardas, who just has enough strength and enough composure to do what he needs to do. Lovely work from Torre here. I thought he'd missed his opportunity, but he found the pass to Zardas perfectly. Zardas deals with the defender there expertly well, and he just slots it in and makes it 3. And again, I'm starting to feel better. I am starting to feel better. This is feeling more like a professional performance now. We've turned it on. We've kind of waited for them to get tired so we don't knacker ourselves out too much. And now we're just turning it on when they're tired and stretched. Right, Dumbia, back to Enrique. We're just passing it around like, we were passing it around really nicely, and then a loose pass does that. But Longley does really well to intercept there. Dumbia now looking to get forward. Coming on for Vasquez, of course. Looking to whip it in. Cuts back to Enrique. Into Torre. Lovely work here. It's looking really, really nice and sharp, the passing. But the shot from Torre is saved. He will, of course, be... Well, he's taking the corner. I don't know why, because I'm pretty sure it's meant to be Zardas. But whatevs. That's fine. Right, corner from Torre. Looking for Longley. Can't get his head on it, though. It is cleared out. Only as far, however, as Luis Cruz before the semicircle in the middle of the semicircle. It's a full circle, Stu. What are you on about? Ball's into Zardas, by the way. And Zardas has put us ahead by 4-0, subject to VAR. I think that is going to be disallowed. In fact, it didn't even go to VAR. It was just flat out disallowed. Right, free kick from Torre. Looking for Longley. Cannot quite find it, though. And it is going to be Huesca to try and counter-attack here. And, well, here they come. I say here they come. Very pedestrian. I think they know the game's over here. Right, but they're trying now. Valares just takes the ball off of him like it's his pocket money. Right, Torre now. Looking to get it forward to Cruz. Cruz now. He has got Torre with him. Floats it into Zardas instead, but can't get his head on it. And Vallejo now carrying a counter-attack. Well, attempts to, but it ends up getting intercepted again. Our defence doing a really good job at intercepting today. Fall is forward now to Paulo Torre. Who really does deserve a goal, actually. He has done really well today, but he hits the post and the highlight does end. Right, final change. We are going to bring on... I think we'll bring on Wimmer for the final few minutes. Bring him on at the back. Let's give him a few minutes as well. He hasn't played that much. He's only come in for a few games, and I think we need to get him on the pitch for a victory after the horrors that was the last game. I mean, to be fair, I say horrors. We lost 1-0. It wasn't that bad. It's just the player ratings. Most of those player ratings were so disappointing. It makes it feel a lot worse. I don't really like the fact that they've got a highlight with a thrown in our half, to be honest with you. I think that's quite disappointing. Right. Well, we don't even clear it that well. We have given them an opportunity here to get a goal back, and they have. Samao has scored for Huesca, but it's offside. We're 5-0 up and we concede. I'm fine with it. 3-0, yeah, I'm still a bit narked. I'm still a little bit narked by it. Oh, goodness, mate. We've ended up doing a decent job today. We've got through. It's 3-0. It was relatively comfortable. Our possession was great. Our passing was great. We just struggled to break them down. But when they got tired, break them down, we did. I was unhappy about that, but in reflection, actually, very professional job from us, especially considering the last couple of games and the disappointment with that. Right, Furyk, 3 days. That's absolutely fine. And Cruz again with another good performance. I tell you what, this boy might be the signing of the season. Genuinely might be. Look at the goal contributions from an attacking midfielder. And the fact he hasn't really played 90 minutes for us because we're either resting him and not playing him but bringing him on, or we're playing him and we're deciding to take him off to protect him. That's actually how deceivingly important he's been for us with his goal contributions. Okay, he hasn't scored many, but it's not about that. It's about what he means for the club. I mean, his ratings have been good across here. His maximum rating's been a 9.1. Average rating's been a 7.4. I'd say there's a shout with that amount of assists that he could be signing of the season. But of course, we'll find out at the end of the year. Right, well, we've had a busy January. Let's get out of there completely. I'm going to skip the Copa del Rey 4th round. We've had a lot of excitement with the Copa del Rey in this save, so we'll skip the 4th round and we'll come back in here somewhere. We played Barcelona on camera, obviously, in this video. We've also played Real Madrid earlier in the season, so I'm not too worried about missing out on any of those. I'm thinking maybe we come back for Bilbao, maybe. Maybe Bilbao and Las Palmas, potentially at the end of February, or maybe we even skip that and come back in March somewhere. I don't really know. I don't really know what I want to do, but we'll come back somewhere in this area. I'm kind of drawn to kind of doing Athletic Bilbao because I don't think we've done those guys on camera yet. So we're going to do that. That feels like the plan. So I'll see you around here, and hopefully this league form that we've got continues to be that, because third place would be sensational. It really, really would be. Again, Esposito top. Luis Cruz is second on the assist chart, but still doing quite well. And just to confirm as well, season preview, it has us now in 13th. It's improved. We were, of course, destined apparently to finish 18th, but now we're apparently destined to finish here. It's interesting as well that, in fact, it hasn't done it now. Can I unclick my team? Yeah. I do find it interesting to see this team of the season, because it is literally nothing but Barcelona and Real Madrid, which you'd expect. But Esposito is on the list at the side here, so he would be one of the first players to come into this team. Just in case you needed any more reinforcement as to what a player we've got. Right, enough of that nonsense. We will be back sometime at the end of February, and we'll hopefully still be doing well in the Copa del Rey and the League. Thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed, don't forget to leave a big like on the video for me. Do not forget as well to leave a subscribe on the channel as well. Completely free to do so. You'll make me really happy, especially considering we lost against Barcelona in the final. But hey, it is what it is. I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.